Welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sports.
You're like a circle that floats around me.
In here, you all in the comments, let me know what you all think. Poke some holes, right? Lord, sorry, this much. Guys, thanks for watching. Lord. All right, time to go. Please tell the people the team that you back to, please.
Well, I can show you. That one right there.
God. I'm going to edit that out in post, right?
Welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion. We go live in 10. Number 9.
8. Yo! 7.
Number 6.
5. Entry.
Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. And of course, we are here another week. Next week, Friday, is the day, D-Day, August 5th. I'm joined by one of my co-hosts here, Shamir, Liverpool fan. Talk to me, bro. How are you doing? How are you feeling? August 5th.
I cool. Yeah, man. Ready fit.
August 5th.
Ready, excited.
Literally next week.
Yeah, excited. Can't wait.
Yeah, you touch up any of the drafts yet?
No planning yet. No planning yet. Nothing really, nah. I say this weekend here I'll try something, but we'll see.
Yeah, I myself have now. As I said, I only created my teams just to create the leagues because you can't have leagues out.
I find time running out of me, but I can't spend no set of time researching, and it's flying.
Flying is a joke.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a nice episode. We're going to focus on the people that, see us crazy people every week during the season, going mad, going on, get a little frustrated or get it on joyful way. And sometimes you might see me in a maxi and I'm like, and I just don't worry, you know why, maybe cooking on score, son, assist, something. And it's all like, you understand. The girlfriends watching us like, well, what? Even this is for everyone, the girlfriends, the mothers, anyone that wants to join in, the other friends or the co-workers that want to join the mini leagues. We are here trying to promote and push new people and encourage you guys to jump into FPL. Shamir,
so
how you encourage your co-worker, right? Or somebody?
I mean, first of all, I explain to people what it is now, because people probably hear about it or hear this FPL thing and what's this thing and what is that about. So, in a nutshell, it's basically online game or fantasy game based off real events, right? Football goes on day in, day out, week in, week out for fantasy, for English Premier League. This game is based off of that. And as a player does well in real life, your player on the game itself would reflect that score, basically. Right? So that's what basically fantasy is. Right? An online game based on the real life events.
Kevin, good evening. Thanks for coming through. When you telling your coworkers or your mom or anybody, hey, well, I have fantasy to go and do a playing fantasy, and they ask you, what is that? How do you explain it in layman terms? What's your version?
Well, this thing is Bohemian Rhapsody for them. This is the real life. This is a fantasy. Same thing Shamir is saying is a game, but based on real life, right?
Right, but explain it to me. I am a layman. I'm a girlfriend. What is that? What's that about? Because people always ask you that. What is that about? And then, so how exactly do you explain it? What's your version?
My version is there's another game that we play that you get to choose a football team of who you want within a certain budget, and you get points by how they perform in real life. The only way to win is you have to create smaller leagues with your friends, or strangers or your country or the world, and you compete with them to see how much better you are than them in choosing. Right? So that's the game, how to play, and the objective, like the end results there.
True, very true. Yeah.
But it's based on real life, but it's like, I don't even want to say it's not simulated because it's actually real.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then, so what about people who, I was always asked, like, well, how would that fun then? How would that be fun? You know? Like, I was always be like, how could it not be fun? You know, like, you get to choose a team, players you think would perform or wouldn't perform or pull points, you know, and you get to support your side and, you know, support players you like and stuff like that. And if they do well, you do well in your game.
It's more it's like not really a side on your team, but more like testing your own intuition and research.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Your
There's
own
some people who pick
on
players on just because they like them. Like I would love, like let me say, Salah. I love Salah. I'll just pick him. I do not know about football, but I love Salah, so I'll pick Salah for sure in my team. You know, and he does well. You know, or whatever it may be. So it's like that. Now people might support a team or a player and start playing fantasy because of that as well. You know.
Fair enough.
And you know, like now you always have to be making choices, and you always have to, you know, to go forward. This will actually give you like a nice feedback on what you're doing too. You get a little bit of satisfaction in that sense too, right? To the choices that you make, if it's good or if it's bad, then you know how to deal with it. I mean, those are much smaller scale, obviously, right? But you know, it's a nice little indicators, constant indicators throughout the weekend. Like, so.
True, very true.
Fair enough. I basically see this. I basically see what Shimiri says, but I try to break it down as fine because always some girl will ask me what that is about, and especially now with the content. And I tell them I'm a YouTuber. What do you do on YouTube? Well, I cover fantasy sports. All right, so sports. I'm like, no, not sports. We don't talk about the sport. We talk about the fantasy, and then I have to tell them what we do. So I was break it down. I say, if Ronaldo scores a goal and I have Ronaldo in my team, I get points for that. And then what we do now, if you could pick anybody you want, and then if you pick another player and they score points and whatnot, so say, and you just break it on.
And it is another aspect of watching and enjoying sports too.
Yeah,
because a lot of people like to watch Ronaldo or watch whoever.
But not you on a Saturday morning, 8 a.m. You'll be up watching Crystal Palace Watford, bro.
Oh, right? So it's grown up version of Saturday morning cartoon.
You'll be invested watching. You're gonna watch Nottingham versus Fulham. Fully invested at 8 a.m. on Sunday.
It depends on. I mean, like if you're playing it as a casual versus taking it a bit more serious to it. But I think it's a good way to get a segment of the people who not necessarily a big fan of the sport. They play any game, gets them more involved in the sport itself as well.
So appreciate the sport.
They get
and again, in a different aspect, because I never really liked football. Like I was on it for a while when Barca was big, so more on the bandwagon with my friends, go for the limes and the drinks or whatever it was, and that was the thing there. When I was younger, I tried to play. It was difficult. I didn't really get too far. Now it's from a managerial perspective and a stats perspective, which are a little more enticing for me now. So different stages in life or different people interest. It's just a different way of enjoying the sport itself.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Now, just had a good train of thought there. So, how do we then encourage people to jump in? For me, as you rightfully said, I like it because it also helps you get a deeper appreciation of the sport. Look at Kevin. I show Kevin like F1 a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Maybe at least because now he's playing the F1 fantasy, he knew nothing about it from before, that kind of thing. Got a minute, right? I put his upper gun to his head a little bit, but he jumped on with me and he's playing. And he's enjoying it. I myself, I didn't know much about F1 until this season, playing the fantasy, and it forced me to, of course, expand my horizon. So how do we encourage people? Do we use that avenue? Well, okay, even if you're not a big football person, you're getting camaraderie, you're getting boasting points, because it's fun when you mini league, right? Being a mini league, and we all right, we are beat. Take it this week, boy. That kind of thing is always fun, bragging rights, that kind of thing. Or you got a good punt, right? This week you say, all right, you know what? You went against the green, you pick one player off the template and it worked out well, that kind of thing. It's fun, at least to me, Shabir.
I would say from a Trinidadian perspective, or just in a person who's competitive, I think bragging rights is always the best way to go about it. You know, like I will approach him like, bro, I have a mini league. Rupina, come and see us about, try it out for a couple of weeks if you like it, We'll show you the ropes, we'll show you what to do, and see if you like it, and as the weeks go on and you start to play and you scoring points, you will build that kind of what's looking for. Not appreciation, but you build in that kind of competitive spirit. I score 50, but I see my partner score 80 points. I want to reach 80 points now. I want to spend more time behind the game. I want to beat him now, So and then I'm gonna beat him now for the first time. Let's say next 5 weeks down the road, I beat him for the first time. I have bragging rights over you for that week. Well, look at me as a newbie and I beat you now, ting. So for me, it's always a competitive spirit to kind of encourage people more to join something like this. So mini leagues is something that will encourage people to come on, I think, personally.
Yeah, for sure. No.
From like a gamer's perspective, leaderboards and stats and everything, that was the thing. Like you're playing Halo, you're best in the world or second or third, right? You have your kill death ratio or whatever it is, right? That's just like, this is like a different way of doing it now, right? And stretch out over a longer time, right?
Yeah.
So the same kind of leaderboards or a smaller thing would be just be the end of match summary. And a gamer perspective, you have that competitiveness.
Yeah,
as well.
Agreed.
Like when you go to the arcade and you get a high score, you put it up there. Same thing here. You're seeing your score going up, you're seeing everybody else's score going up, and you're tailoring to just overtake them a little bit or keep up or whatever it is. So.
Yeah, solid. Now, of course, we have to start. So we starting there. Right. So of course, guys, you go into fantasypremierleague.com, put it in the hyperlink there. This will come up. You put in your email, put in your the sign in. Sorry, you can log in. You can sign in. You have to scroll a little bit. So you you're signing up. Let me go on the page itself. Right. So you log in or sign up. Sorry, you will get a confirmation email like with everything else that you're signing up for. Right. Doesn't matter what it is. Like with anything that you're signing up for, you will you put in that. And then when you get your email now, you're going to see, because I'm not going to go through the process here, so I'll just show us in another. Kevin, you have something you want to share with us there?
No, I just right. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So when you get that now, and you get your, let me bring up the screen quickly, and you're going to see a very welcoming screen here. Right, this screen. So you're going to see something similar to this, where it's going to tell you to pick your team. Okay, you go to squad selection and you pick your team. This is the first step in starting your journey in FPL. Now,
I think, before this, do you have to name a team or is after?
No, you do it after.
I think it's after, right?
Just making sure.
It's after.
Jared, so my question is, right, so as a newbie now, I reach this point and I overwhelmed. Who is Alisson? Who is Loris? Who's Alexander? Who's Cancelo? Who's the players? How to pick the players?
Right.
What
beautiful.
What tell you?
So there are 2 ways that I will do it. 2 ways. Right? There are 2 simple ways. The first way, now they won't know this, so of course he will explain it to them, right? I will explain to the person, go on this part here. So you're going to the player selection part here. And they're going to select it by teams. You're going to click team selected by percentage. This is ownership. So this is where this will guide you onto what the mass majority of FPL managers.
This is what you, me, everybody pick, right? This is based on that.
Right. So this is technically playing template. If it is that okay, just giving it a try and you just jump it into Shami's mini league or Kevin's mini league, and you want to just give it a simple try and not have to do too much maintenance, at least in the first 4 game weeks, you come here and pick the guys that are highly owned. So these numbers here are this will show that they were majority picked out of all the other options, and you go from there. So just saying, bam, you have Mendy, Now, what again, as I like to explain to everybody who's doing it first, pick a spine. So a spine meaning you're picking one from each position, your strongest technically. So you come down here and you see this guy Trent. All right, Trent is 54% owned. Jared told me I could go highest. Or this Cancelo guy is pretty high, 245. All right, so I'll go with the Trent guy. Jared said, or Shamir said on the show that you need to go for the highest.
We keep hearing this name all the time. Trent.
Then
Why are we talking Trent?
Salah. I know this guy Salah, right? Boom.
Yeah. So I think before we continue moving on to this, right? So in just a broad aspect, just to explain it as well. You pick players who also you believe would play the games that are coming up, right? So how the game moves as well is based on real life, right? So as you see here, the fixtures in the bottom, right? So Fulham plays Liverpool, for example, right? So you would say, okay, which team you would rather win the game, which team you're back in to score goals or whatever, right?
Keep a clean sheet or whatever.
Yeah, keep a clean sheet or score goals, right? And which are the players you think will do that, right? So, I mean, as a casual, you see Liverpool, you know that name, you assume that Salah will score some goals against Fulham. That's what kind of help you gain an understanding of who to pick and how to pick based on the fixtures ahead of you. So you pick your team based on the fixtures that you like or you see people mentioning or however you want to go about it, but you pick the team based on fixtures as well. Because fixtures is important because you have to have players playing to get the points, right? You won't pick a player who not gonna play until next week, but picking a team now, just as a high level example, right? Because you won't get points this week. You have to wait till next week to get the points. So
yeah, we'll have to go through how points.
Well, that's more. But to me, that's more Champions League. Remember, every player will play in that same game week.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it's just a high level thing. There's just a high level in terms of you're picking a player who you believe will score points, and this player has to score points.
Right. That aspect, fine.
Yeah, right. Then that aspect. I mean, we'll go through strategy and fixtures and stuff.
Because I want to scare them because you're talking FDR and stuff there.
No, we won't fight up too much. Just generally speaking, you know.
Choosing players that you like now, yeah?
Yeah, so you come down here again, you see this guy is 64.4%, fine. Now, there are a few options you could do here. So you have a spine, right? You might screenshot me, Shamir, or you go on Twitter and go, right, this spine good, blah, 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 you have a solid spine here. A few things that now, of course, as I told you, you're picking based on highest own. So you could go for the second or third guys. Or, as I said, if we targeting the casual or the person that just want to join Shamir's mini league really quickly, you press out of it. Just, guys, you click out to pick. Now, of course, if you're a football fan and you know a football fan, you will see some of these guys be like, all right, cool. Now, you see the prices, you could also look on the side and swap out who you think you want to swap out. Or you say, right, I'll leave it like this. This is my first draft until August 5th. This is my team. Or the other option now, if there's someone now that knows their football, right? If this is someone that knows their football now and they want to, let's say, they know what they want to do, right? They know what they want to pick. They know
reset button if you just want to clear everything, huh?
Yeah. No, I want to just. I know it's not the other team I wanted.
Oh, the next thing I want to say is that if you're unsure on how to pick players and who to pick, you could always follow the Fancy Pavilion every game week. Come on here and we rant and we rave and we talk about players and if they're good or if they're not good, if they're going to perform, what's their price, what they're going to fit in your team. We give a lot of examples and advice to help you on your journey. So if you're casual and you come across our channel, I would say stick with us throughout the season and we will definitely give you the advice that you need to do well in the mini league. I'm not going to say we will make you help you win, but you never know. Luck to be on your side, right? So
and since there's a few of us, they're going to get one strategy. Again, different strategies as well.
Yeah.
Correct. Shamir would like starts again, Jared with heart, again me with fixtures, again different approaches as well.
Yeah. So I mean,
Shamir,
so I would say
with a few Jared different ones,
Yes, so I say definitely follow us. Keep watching our videos, and you'll see a lot of information to help you along on your journey as well.
But piggybacking on that point, so we do not tell you what to do. There's no right, there's no wrong.
Correct.
Right? We just telling you what we are going to do. There are 5 of us on the panel, and each person, as Kevin says, has different opinions, and we are just putting them out there in the open. That's it. We're just having conversations. We're not telling you what to do. So if you see me pick someone that's really off the template, I am doing that. You want to follow me? Don't blame me. I did not tell you to. I am doing it. Just giving you a guide. There's some YouTubers like that, or some other country tell you, well, this is the way, and if you do it, why are you picking? No. If you want to pick a certain player, you follow in the trends, right? But the smartest thing to do if you are not familiar with FPL or you're not too familiar with how the points goes, you try and make a template team. As I said, so you click the team selected by percentage, and you just fill in with those the highest guys. Now, goalkeepers, as we would always, I like to advise, I do not go for the top boys, but the top guy in Mendy is 5, so that's not terrible because we are accustomed to goalkeepers being 6 at the start of the season, but they dropped that. So the keepers are not terrible. So if it is you saw Mendy and you saw Alisson and you wanted both of them, fine, and you want to rotate with the fixtures when it's got in Chelsea, have either a hard game first or hard game second or something like that. Alisson facing Fulham first, so you go from there, that kind of thing. Right? As Shami was saying, now if you want now and you come down the road here and you say, right, I want to pick my game week 1 team, let me look at the fixtures. This is now where you get specific and very technical, and you say, all right, you know what? I just seen Liverpool playing Fulham. Well, all right, so you come up the road here now. Now you can filter everything. So you have to change this here, and you put it back to total points. You come now and you're looking for Liverpool, right? So you tell yourself, Liverpool's playing Fulham. Now you can pick 3 players from each team.
I was not going to say that. I was going to show my whole Liverpool side on it now.
Right? You can pick only 3 players.
Let's try it now. Let's try to pick more than 3 people now and show them how exactly.
Yeah, show them the banner.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So we'll go with Alisson.
Yeah.
We'll go with Trent. And we'll go with Salah. Now, there are certain names that you're going to hear often. There are certain names that you should have if it is that you're playing for and you want to be competitive and you're chasing rank. Trent and Salah automatically in the team. Right? And we'll try and put in one more. Kevin's favorite defender, Robertson.
Right? So when you do that now, you
see a red banner on top of it.
Right?
Yeah,
so you see this red banner here. Too many players selected from Liverpool. So you can only have 3 of each team. Okay.
Per team, 3 players per team.
Yes, you can choose the players you want, but we have limitations. This is one of the first limitations, right? 3 from our side.
Now again, we'll look. Now we're looking at fixtures. We come down the road again. Maybe we say Leicester, Brentford might be a decent game to tackle. Newcastle, Nottingham. Now Newcastle are facing the new boys in Nottingham Forest. That could be a pretty difficult game for Newcastle. Nottingham will go all out, but Newcastle are the seasoned boys. So maybe you tell yourself, all right, maybe Bruno, I just say, someone, let me get someone from Newcastle, what Newcastle is looking like, what the players from Newcastle. So you come down the road and you tell yourself, all right, maybe you're not too sure who looking like. You could also go with the points that they scored last season. Now, that is not always reflective of what they will do this season, but it is a good guide. I just put it in for putting them sake. So you say Saint Maximin, all right. So that's another way that you could and you fill out your team through, right? What's some other ways, guys, that we could demonstrate?
Some
other approaches.
So in terms of picking a side?
Yeah, for the newbies, for the noobs.
Honestly, it's really based on like the teams you like, or teams you think will do well, and like Jared said, pick the template, and you could always. What's working for, boy? I guess the first thing I would do as a newbie would be, what is my strategy going forward? How I want to play the game, basically. If I want to play it as a stats base or fixtures base, or I want to pick all the big guns and then just leave out and just fill the rest of the team with a few other players who are really well known. How you want to play the game basically is the next thing you should think about before you start to pick your team. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, with you 100%.
Yeah. Yes, I think strategies are next.
Yeah, before strategies, I think we have to think about how players get points.
Yeah,
right?
we should probably talk about that first. Yeah.
Right? So you have to know how you're getting points in the game, right?
Yeah.
So we have goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and forwards, right? How do you want to start? From the forwards go back?
Let's go keepers, go forward now.
Keepers?
And I'll try to pull up the page as well. And if you cover the page on the thing. Or leave it. We'll just
Yeah,
talk
leave
about
it. We
this
can
one.
go back here. So look at the keepers, right? We talk about price points after because you actually have a price cap as well too, right? We only have 100 million to spend. But right, a keeper. A keeper could score points by keeping a clean sheet. Okay, sorry. All players, so keepers, defenders, midfielders and forwards get 1 point for playing. They get 2 points for hitting 60 minutes, right? And that's all across the board, right?
Yeah.
Keepers get extra points. They get 4 extra points for keeping a clean sheet, right?
Yeah, which means
which means no goals conceded, right?
Yeah.
Defenders as well, you get 4 extra points for keeping a clean sheet. Now this is why fantasy make you look at football a different way. Before, most people watch football just for goals and the flair, right? But now you have to think about who keeping a clean sheet, who defending good or not, right? So that's one advantage of the fantasy, right? Keepers get save points, right? So if they save any balls that are on target, right? Once they save 3, they get an extra point, right? And they also get a point if they save a goal. You remember how much it is? Is it 3 or 4?
They get 3. I can bring up the rules by the time.
Yeah, 3 or 4 extra points, and then they get 6 points if they score a goal. But it's very rare that a goalkeeper going to score a goal. Not an own goal, a goal. Right? So that's how keepers will score their points. So now defenders as well, they have similar, like the keepers, they have the minute for playing, 2 minutes for 60 minutes played on the field, right? 4 extra points for clean sheet. So that's one of the advantages of having a defender. They get clean sheet points as well, right? And they get 5 points for scoring a goal. 5 points, right?
They're defending, right? Yes.
Yeah, defenders, 5 points for scoring a goal. Right? All right, across the board, how much for assist? 3 points for assist? Yeah, across the board, everyone gets 3 points for assist. I forgot that in the beginning here. Right? Midfielders, they get 1 point extra for a clean sheet. They don't get the 4 points that the defenders or the keepers get, right? But they get the same 1 point for 1 point for playing, 2 points for 60 minutes, 1 point for clean sheet, 3 points for assist, and 4 points for a goal. 4 points for a goal, right? Yeah. Strikers, they don't get any clean sheet points, right? But they get the 1 point for playing, 2 points for 60 minutes, 3 points for assist, 3 points for a goal. 3 points or 4 points for a goal?
Striker.
So close.
Yeah, striker don't get much.
Sorry?
A striker doesn't get much for scoring,
Yeah, they don't get much, right? So, but the striker's always in front of the goal, so they have a better chance of scoring. And as you go further back, it's harder for them to score.
So each goal scored by forward is 4, each goal scored by midfielder is 5, each goal scored by defender is 6.
6, right? And goalkeeper 6 as well. Penalties, if anyone scores a penalty,
right,
it is extra 4 points, I believe.
I'm trying to see.
Or it might. Sorry, I think no.
As you will vary because it's
the same as it's considered a normal goal. Yeah, whatever goal, whether a midfielder.
It's just that for award getting the penalty, I think it's like some bonus
award.
Points.
Yeah, that is counted as an assist or goes towards your bonus points.
Right. An important thing that I care about when the goalkeepers, for every 3 shots that a goalkeeper saves.
Yeah, that was the save point.
They get 1 point.
They get 1 point.
And that goes towards the save point. Very, very important. So it's important to pick a keeper that will be under the cushion a little bit, but he's a solid keeper. Because that is why I don't like the big keepers, because they are never as busy as a Pope.
So you're starting again to a little bit of strategy, tactic kind of thing there.
Yellow cards also, you have to talk about yellow and red cards. Yellow cards is -1, red is -2, right? So so now that you know how the points are, now you can form a strategy. So
agreed.
You see the goalkeeper, that's what Jared was talking about. Cheaper goalkeepers. Goalkeepers range from 4.0 to 5.5 now. Right? So the cheaper playing goalkeeper, they had to be on the field. So they had to play. They had to make the saves. They are more exposed. They're usually more exposed to more shots on target. So they have a better chance of keeping clean sheet. Not clean sheets, of making save points, but higher risk of conceding. Right? So you won't get that 4 extra points.
Yeah, on the flip side, if you have like more expensive keeper, you have a higher chance of keeping a clean sheet, but less chance of getting save points.
Right, exactly.
So that's part of it as well.
Defenders as well.
Just want to shout out Dino real quick. Dino just DM it to me now. We'll do that. Well, we don't do it now on this show, but send it to us and we'll DM it to us now and we'll fix you up, man. Dino, man. Thanks for being a good sport. Appreciate that, man. Dino, all the time. Big up.
Yeah, I have one of my cousins team to go through too. So yeah. Right. So defenders now, you have defenders now who have high returns, so they are really expensive because they play as fullbacks or wing backs, right?
Correct.
So that's like your Trent, your Robertson, your Cancelo, James, Chilwell, those guys, right? Because yes, they exposed that happen both the clean sheet points as well as they're involved in either assist or goals up in front, right? The centre backs tend to be a little cheaper, but they also tend to be more nailed in playing the full 60 minutes and getting the clean sheet bonus, right? So you may look at like James or someone, you're seeing 6.0, you're gonna play, he might get a clean sheet and a goal or something, but they might pull him off before the 60 minutes, so you don't get that extra 5 points, right? So again, you have to think of your team, how you want to play, if you want to spend the money, bringing it back to get those extra points, right? Midfielders as well, they are defensive midfielders, they are attacking midfielders. Again, the guys who are more involved in the goals, they tend to be more expensive, right? So defenders,
and those are the guys you want. You want those guys. You don't want to pick a Kante. As much as Kante is a brilliant player.
Yeah, everyone knows the name Kante. Everyone loves Kante. I mean, and they want Kante on the side, right? As a footballer, but for fantasy, not so much.
Yeah, because I think the objective really is to score points, right? So you got to pick players who are involved in the goals, basically, right? So
midfield to forward, you're looking for who involved in goals. Defense, is a toss-up between if you want them involved in goals or if you want them involved in clean sheets and goalkeeper clean sheets or save points. So that's how you can start basing your strategy now on it.
No.
After that is what, price points?
Yeah. Just touch on that.
So
you have 100. Yeah, you have 100 mil.
Yeah, I think the fantasy pavilion, FPL itself provides prices for players based on their opinions and past performances and whatever, right? So that's partly how prices are determined. We don't get to determine us. Generally, we get to determine the.
Well, yeah, we do when we overdo it.
Eventually, we can.
When we go on a rush, because now Darwin in scored today, and people stupidly react and and panic and they sell him, and they go and rush by and buy somebody else now. That is going.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a.
So that's the stock market part of FPL.
Yeah, but in generally, the price given to you to pick your team is given by the admins of the game. It's on past performances and potential points, and then you don't have to deal with those prices and make a team under 1 million or under 100 million, or about 100 million.
Right. So goalkeepers is between 4 and 5.5. 5.5 is the premiums for most likely the backup goalkeepers. So they most likely they won't play, but they may have a chance. Defenders again range from 4 to 7.5, right? The 4s again, they are either in the weaker defensive teams or on the bench, not much game time. And the 6 and above are the strong, popular wing backs, right?
Right.
Midfielders range from 4.5 to 13.
13. Yeah.
So Salah is 13. Salah is proven over the last few years, so that's why he is so expensive.
Yeah, he's Mr. FPL.
Yeah, he actually broke the ceiling for the price on this. Right?
Yeah.
But your 4.5s, your 5s, those are more defensive players or guys who don't play as much. And 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Those guys are the ones that most likely, they don't guarantee to bring any points. Most likely to bring in points. Right? And forwards again, 4.5 to 12? No, 11.5 now. Keenan,
Correct.
Gosman, 11.5.
Correct.
Yeah. Right, those are your main point men you're looking at, and 4.5 are most likely your bench warmers or your substitutes.
Correct. All right. So let's make a full team now of just template men now.
Template.
So call it. I'm not looking, you just call it out now. Please. I know for sure Mendy's the first template.
Yeah, put Mendy, I guess.
Right,
so Mendy is
template.
a mid-price, right? So
not harder, template.
Template, yeah. So template is Mendy. Right, he's a 5, you could go down to 4.5 easy, or go up to 5.5 if you need. The Liverpool boys, I guess. Salah and
Salah and Trent.
Oh, yes, you can pick out the keepers one time, and if you want to keep instead of moving out back and forth.
No matter. Yeah, sure.
It's sorry, I don't know.
No, we will stick with our spine strategy, and then
Oh, spine first and then afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And next tip too is what you could do if you're a newbie in FPL and foreign football as well is just look at the teams and just search out popular players from each team. And the popular players are the ones that tend to be the ones who perform well for the team, right? So like
regular as well.
Yeah, correct. So if let's say you don't know nothing about Fulham, where you search up, where you just Google popular players from Fulham, you would see Mitrovic pop up, Harry Wilson, etc., right? And Andreas or whatever. So and when you go to the FPL and see the prices and see what fixtures looking like, how they look, you can say, okay, cool, these are players who could fit in the team with my spine, and they could be part of the team and perform well, and at least they could play each game. That's kind of a different strategy as well for somebody who not into football and now getting into it as well. Could use.
Yeah. I mean, it's always. I mean, if I see Mitrovic, but as a whole, I don't know.
I mean, remember we have biases already, but like it's not new.
No, but I was saying for a new person, they should never ever think Mitrovic. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's just a poor example, but it's an example basically. Look at the popular players and and see what you could determine from there.
Yeah, I would say.
Right. So these are the main guys in your spine that almost most teams are, right?
Yeah.
So from here, normally we start with the goalkeeper, right? There are two strategies with the goalkeeper. You could either have one sit and forget keeper, or you could have rotating keepers, right? But most of the time we just have a sit and forget. Most, not all. So the second goalkeeper is normally a 4.0. Try to choose your 4.0 from a team that is either backing up the keeper that you have now, or on a team that you're not going to choose too many players from. So it won't pick up a spot on your outfield. So.
Yep.
So we can go with Gaza,
Gazinga. Sheldon Cooper, Gazinga.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. So it's really up to you.
In the comments, let me know what. Yeah, right.
It's really up to you if you have big players that you like you're excited for Haaland, or you're a Chelsea fan and you want somebody from Chelsea to come in. Or it's really up to your preference now to start filling out.
Right. Well, we could use the template as a guide if we need.
So the template right now, you mean the percentage pick, you mean?
Yeah.
No, let's go from it in terms of. So they know how to pick the team now in terms of different ways to strategize, right? And I mean, it's really like Kevin says, it's really up to you and how you want to play your game and how you want to play the game, right? And I mean, there's a lot of content out there in terms of to guide you accordingly and who to pick and how to play, etc. Right? So I feel as though we probably shouldn't go through each and individual pick, but let's go in blocks. So I would say go ahead and follow the team like I have it now. And we can
or do the auto pick. Either auto pick or have the one that you have,
Yeah, so you pick your team. So let's say now we reach the end result, right? So Jared has his team now, right? Not to pick, just go.
Auto pick would work too, yeah. So
So Jared has his picks, right? And We're looking at it now and we're
Now,
saying,
I want to just do one thing with the auto pick you have there, right? Or your pick. Just change one player that you have and put in a more expensive player, just to show that flag as well. So take out 6 points something and put in an 8 if you have a midfield. Right, and put in one of the 8.2s.
yeah, train like De Bruyne or something. Or, you know?
Oh yeah, or 12 or something. Anybody will have more
Yeah,
expensive.
train De Bruyne, I see.
And scroll up again, you see another red flag now come up.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, on your budget, you see the red on the budget. You're over the limit.
Yeah,
there.
money
So that's your
remaining,
next, that's your next limiting factor there. So you can't spend over that amount, right? So just when you're picking your players, just look at that counter going down or if it crossed the mark.
Because you won't be able to go forward without having.
Yeah, you won't be able to proceed.
Yeah.
Once
So
you
now
pick
we
a
reach the
team,
point where we pick the team.
Yeah.
Now we have a team, right? So now you have to decide how you want to play your team, right? So you have 15 players to pick from. You have footballers.
but before you pick, I think
right?
you have to make a name and stuff and choose your
Yeah, you have to do all that. Yeah.
So you
So
do
each
that.
of that now
So
you-
Jared choose
you reach a
Arsenal, you
point
have
where-
Arsenal on the side there.
So now you have a team of 15 and you want to pick a formation of your team and players you want to play. So what I would say when picking a formation and picking players, right? You look at the fixtures, you pick the players who you want to start the game, who you feel will do well, and then you build a formation from there. Because each game week is different accordingly, right? So not every game week you would say James has a good matchup or you feel he mightn't be doing good this week because he performed bad last week. You would take him out. You would bring in somebody else from your bench and you pick a team like that. Pick your formation like that in the end. That's the easiest way to pick your team basically. You don't have to worry about formations and stuff like that and tactics in terms of that way. But the easiest way is just to pick the 11 best players on your team and go from there.
Who you have on your bench? Yeah, do you have anybody with better fixtures or? You can show them how to do a substitute as well. So say, not Pickford now. Yeah, say Neco Williams have a better fixture than Jukuri.
Let's say, yeah.
Right, once you do that,
Yes, you can think of formation as well too.
Yeah, so that's already the formation as well, right? So
I'm just saying, you want to play
more defenders or more
defenders,
more strikers.
If you think you have more value in the defense and you have more expensive players in the defense, you can have a big in the back, right?
Yeah. And the basic next thing too. So you have information, you pick your best 11 and you're ready to play. The next step is picking a captain, right? So your captain will be anybody who you believe will perform in that game and that person's points will double for that game week.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you think Son going to do good against Southampton because of the fixture, right? You click on Son and then you see make captain or vice captain.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a favorite player and you want Son as a favorite player and you want to be captain, you hold tournament.
If you're an Arsenal supporter, you could support Jesus up in front.
Yeah.
Now, explain to me if my captain does not play or is injured before the game starts.
All right, sweet. A captain, whatever the captainship is on, they get double the amount of points. That's what the chip is, right? I don't think we said what the chip was.
No, I just mentioned it here.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sorry. If Son didn't score anything and he plays 60 minutes, he make 2 points. He actually score 4 points. If he score a goal, he hit 6. He actually make 12 points. Yeah, all right.
And now Jared's asking about if the captain doesn't play. So something happens the day before and Son now doesn't play.
Not the day, the 19th, the 5th.
The night before, yeah. Oh.
Not even that. Just before kickoff.
Yeah.
Something happened because that's what normally
Something happens to the warm up.
Once the deadline once the deadline hits and your captainship is on
I guess
person,
we'll explain that just now as well. We explained deadline, but so generally, if you pick a captain and the game week is now starting and it's on, and Son now plays on Sunday, and Saturday Son get injured in the warm up or whatever, training or whatever, he doesn't play. Your team will not be without a captain because you have a vice captain, and the double points will now go on to your vice captain instead.
So don't forget your vice captain. Don't put it on a bench for the
person.
Yeah. That may or may not play. Yeah. So
yeah.
And after all of that, you have to do what Jared motto is.
Yeah.
Always click what?
Always click the
No, always click the save button.
Always
click
the
that
button.
save button. Yes. Most important.
Yeah. And if I would say to, if you go into fixtures next, we could talk about the deadline part, and then we could kind of move on from that.
No, you want to
to our
explain
next
these? You
segment.
want to explain these two really quickly?
Sure,
just
sure.
touch it,
So every season, managers get different chips, right? We call them chips, right? And these are things you could use once per season, right? In the case of the bench boost and triple captain, and they would be used to give you advantage for that game which it is in use, right? So the bench boost, all the players on your bench would now count as playing players. So your bench players are players who don't play that game week. But if you play a bench boost, you activate it, all the players on your bench will be now considered playing players, and those points that they earned that game week will be added to your total. Right? And that's the bench boost. Now triple captain is, if you choose that chip, you play it for the game week, the person you have your captain on, their points will now be tripled. So if like Evan said, if Son scores a goal, he scores 6 points initially, that 6 points will now be tripled to 18. Right? And so those are one time per season chips. FPL has also given you an option where you can wildcard, right? So wildcard means you can change your entire team or make unlimited transfers between game weeks, right? And unlimited transfers that doesn't cost anything, and you can change up your side or whatever.
The prices stay as they are too. Yeah.
Well, I mean that's a bit technical as well. But the general thing is, you make transfers and you can change your team. If you find your team hasn't been performing well, you play a wild card, and you get to choose a whole new team. Right, so let's say in game week 6 now, you can understand the game a little more, you have a little more understanding, you're following Fantasy Pavilion, and they're telling us, you're watching the team and say, well, my team are looking like Fantasy Pavilion suggestions, I want to change it up now. Play my wild card, I get to choose new players, and I start fresh again to win my mini league. And you have two per season. Yes, it's 2 per season, right? You have to use it. They'll give you the guidelines on when to use it, basically. And that's it, really, yeah.
Usually is one before the end of the year and one in the next year.
Yeah.
But now because of World Cup, they may give us a third one. So this is a different.
Unlimited transfers during the World Cup.
Yeah.
They don't have the free hit chip there. They
No.
use the free hit in the first one.
Yeah, because that's activated only in the second game week.
Yeah.
So the free hit is a next chip, again, one time per season, right? You can use it to change the entire team. No cost to be used, but the team only changes for that one game week and then reverts back to your old team afterwards. After that game is over. Yeah. So there are different strategies on how to use your chips or whatever, but I mean, we can talk about it in the next video. Or, like I say, we always talk about it strategy-wise later on.
Just to touch on transfers, I don't think we touch on transfers.
Okay,
transfers
well, I mean,
is like,
we can't show it right now.
Yeah, we can show it now. Yeah.
Because it's not locked in.
So after a game week, you can make transfers. You normally have one free transfer, or you can roll a transfer and you have 2 free transfers. But you can't have more than 2 free transfers.
Yeah, right? And a transfer is basically swapping from one player to the next within the position you're choosing. So let's say now,
providing that you have the funds, that you're within budget, and you're not crossing the amount of players per team.
Player threshold, yeah. So let's say you have Trent, and he's 7.5, and if God forbid he gets injured at some point or he doesn't perform, right? And you want to change him out, you want to get a new Liverpool player, you will go on do a transfer after the game week is over. You have a game, and you pick Robertson instead, and now you have made your transfer. And you press confirm, transfer has been made for the next season. Now you have Robertson from game week 2.
No, you can't cross your transfers, like the amount of transfers. You have one free transfer. That doesn't mean you can't make 3 or 4 transfers. I mean, we highly advise against it. Any additional transfers above your free transfers, 1 or 2 or 0, it is a -4 penalty. You won't see the -4 penalty instantly, but at the end of the game week now, say you score 100 points, you'll get -4 from that, you'll just get 96 points.
Yeah.
Or if you do 2 extra, it'll be -8. Or 3 extra, -16. Yeah, 12, 16.
Yep.
So that's why this free hit does be what do you call it, vital in some instances, and that's why sometimes the wild card as well. If you have plenty transfers you have to make, then you use those. So
So I think we covered everything in terms of basics and how to play fantasy. So you pick your team, you do your stuff, and you could show them the last bit in terms of playing fantasy is going on to the leagues part, right?
Well, not just that, Lanesh bring up a very good point here. In terms of how to line up your subs here, right? Kevin, you want to explain that? Let me show it. Let me explain it. Right.
Players only get points.
These are ideal subs here, so go ahead.
Yeah. Right. So players only get points as they enter the field. If they don't enter the field on the pitch or whatever, they don't get any points. They get 0 points. Right? We can also get 0 points by getting yellow cards and red cards, but they're already on the field. That means they're playing. So, say one of your players, I can't use Jesus, I could use who there?
Let's use Jukuri.
Oh, yeah. Jukuri? Right, Jukuri, right? So, you have Jukuri out on the field, but Everton have enough players, so they don't want to play Jukuri that game, so they leave him on the bench. He doesn't go on for any minutes whatsoever, right? FPL would automatically sub it with your first person on your bench. Not your goalkeeper, but your first outfield player in a sense. The goalkeepers will swap for each other, right? But the first, right?
So in this instant, that'll be
Iwoni, right? Once Iwoni plays, right, he will come in. Now, you want to choose who will get the most points on your bench and line them up in that order. So, Iwoni, he's a striker, right? He's a playing striker. So, he is up front, looking for the goals and more likely. Right. So Jukuri will come onto your bench at the end of the week with 0 points, and if he score a goal, will come off, and you get an extra 6 points.
And I think the only caveat to that would be, sorry, Jared. Let's say you're playing your full midfield of 5, right, and one doesn't play. You have no more midfield slots to pick out to automatically substitute. So then they will pull from either your defender slot
or your
forward slot based on how you rank your subs, right?
So you can't have 0 of any position. Like you can have 0 defense. Oh no, sorry, not even 0. Can you have less than? You can have 0 strikers. You can have less than how many?
You must have a minimum of 3 defenders.
Yeah, 3 defenders.
You must have a minimum of 3 midfielders and a minimum of 1 striker.
1 striker
and
1 goalkeeper.
To have a formation.
To have a formation. Yeah.
You must have a minimum of those players to make.
So you can't have a 5-5-0, right? You can't have a 5-5-0 formation.
That's Man City's favorite formation.
Yeah. So that's basically it. So I think we
just wanna splice this in there, guys. So of course you made your team set and ready, and now you want to join some mini leagues, and of course we have 2 prize leagues here running for you guys. Of course we have a partnership here with Island Bear, and you can win some lovely prizes there. And then we have our own head-to-head. I like head-to-head league, so we're keeping that as a competition. And of course, Kevin is our defending champion. We want him dethroned. So, and of course, you're winning a lovely trophy, and that trophy will be on display next week, Friday, at our live watch along at Island Bear.
At Island Bear, so yeah.
Let's show them how to join a league or what the league league page looks like.
So you go on.
So we go back to the slide. You see the code. You show them the code. What the code is? What it looks like.
Do it now.
Okay. No, I was talking about from the same Island Bay or from our.
I already have obviously leagues here. So what you're doing, you click create join league. You put join league.
Oh, we're not seeing it. Sorry.
You're not seeing it. Oh, yes, it will go to the next page.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so you go on leagues and cups.
Now, you have different. No, the public leagues, they'll just put you in the league. Right? If you just want to join random leagues, so you click this, and it will show you. It will show you different leagues that are around, and you could just join any random leagues that you want to join. Or you come and you follow. As I said, now you're trying your best now to find. You want to join our leagues, okay? Our league. So you come here, join league, join invitational. And on the banners you would have seen, we would have had a code. So they're looking for this 2NO4 code here, or you're looking for our.
You didn't post the one with the code for this one.
They didn't give me the code for this one, but it has codes only. They will have codes, and people give you the codes, and they jump in from there. You punch it in there, and then bam, will be automatically
Right, so
in.
2 and 06 NR, right? Or 2 and 0.
So I'm in the and then this is what your page will look like. If you when you're making a team, you put your nationality, put your club, you'll automatically be in the league. So if you put Nottingham Forest, you'll be in the Nottingham Forest League. If you're from Gibraltar, you'll be in the Gibraltar League automatically. And as I said, you could always go and peruse whatever leagues there are out there and just join randomly. You go on YouTube. YouTube will always put some leagues. Go on Twitter. Everyone always has leagues open, and you can jump in different leagues from there. And there's no limit. I don't want to speak out of term. I don't think
there's a limit. There's a limit.
Yeah, there's a limit. But I mean, you could go. Because I normally way more leagues than this. Right, I'm normally people are now I'm in way more, right? I'm in way more leagues than this normally. So, right, but it's still early days. Okay, so
wait, you only can play into 25 leagues, or
I think it's only 25 leagues here.
Oh, okay, all right. I know it goes to that. So
no, I don't really do this.
Two types of leagues as well, right?
If you want to add flair and stuff, yes, there are two types of league. You have classic league. So classic is just basically points. It just ranks on
whoever
points.
have the points, most amount of points in the end, they win.
Right. Head to head now, what I prefer that is that each week you'll be facing off with another FPL manager that's in the league. And you gain points from this. So just like football, you win 3 points and you go from there and you go from there.
Yeah. 3 points win, 1 point
so how it works, whoever scores the most points with their fantasy points, that whoever scores each other wins. And then they move on next week, play different people. And I find I rather that.
And that's how I won this one, right? So
yes, that's what you did.
Let's plug a 9 there.
Yeah, let's plug a 9 there.
Yeah.
I mean, my fee's already up there, might as well.
Might as well. Right.
Yeah, but I think we covered everything in terms of how to start.
I believe, at least if this is our part 1 and part 2, we think of anything.
But part 2, we could go more into strategy.
We go into more tactics and strategies.
Yeah, we want you guys, we want to encourage you guys, tell your friends, push it, make your own mini league. I think that's the best way for anyone that's never really played to jump in if you want. You don't want to be a part of our league, but you have 5 friends you could finagle and get interested, and they say, right, 5 of us going to make a mini league. Make a league, have some fun, you know. Do some drafts, right? We're also trying to do a draft for next week. We'll do some drafts. Drafts are a whole different thing to explain. Not going into that right now. But for now, let's stick to the regular format and part of it. And
if you have any questions, put it in the comments or message on Twitter or anything like that. We'll help out as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's just true.
Thank you, Linus. Now, if you like me and you have 5 different emails, you can have 5 different teams. Now, I do that only because of my content creating. I use those teams as scouting teams. So I can get to use other players I wouldn't get to. Now I can see and mark their progress, follow the program, be like, okay, this player is looking around, he's on the up, this player down, It helps me with my research.
So it's not 5 different personalities, right?
Right. Research. No, at all, not split. Right?
But the reason why is you can't have one-on-one team because FPL themselves could ban you from playing the game, right? Correct. So you're not supposed to have multiple teams under one email or similar emails like Jared123 at Hotmail, Jared12 at Hotmail. Those making those accounts, FPL would flag you and ban you basically. So the best advice is have one team, stick to one team, especially as a new person starting off. Have one team, stick to one team, experiment, have fun, play, do your stuff, have fun, watch content, do you basically, and enjoy the FPL.
Now, of course, why do people play FPL? For the big boys like Shamir and Kevin, right? I don't chase ranks, right? But for the boys that really care about rank and care about winning the overall prize, right? You get a 7-night break in the UK. Right, including VIP as well. I won't go through the whole thing, but of course, basically, you're going to go and watch your favorite team play in the next season. You'll get some swag, get some FIFA 23 game, and there's some weekly prizes as well. So and they're monthly and weekly. So let's say, all right, you're not chasing the overall rank, but you want to try and be the best manager for that week. You get some merch, you get some games as well. So there's some cool things that you can still get there, even if you don't be too despondent and sad and depressed. Okay, I'm not first, I'm not in the top 100. You can still win stuff and be up there and be manager of the week, which is a great brag. Manager of the week out of the whole world is a great brag.
We have a friend of ours that has won that before. Of the channel, FC Daga.
Right,
FC,
correct.
Yeah,
FPL.
Javid has won that before, right?
Correct.
So I mean, it is possible to win it. It's not out of this world. So just do your best. Have fun.
Fully
Good,
agree.
no backup again.
Right, so we're gonna look to close off. Then I have to market the league. So guys, don't forget,
Yeah.
please jump in the league, share it with your friends, jump in. It is not only restricted to Trinidad International, right? So I'll send it to Mauritius, Lanesh, if you win. I'll send it to our friends in Guatemala. I'll send it to my friends in Bangladesh. Whoever wins it, we'll find a way to worry about it. And Kevin himself will send it to you. Kevin is our ambassador. He travels with our flag and he flies the banner really high for us. So of course, guys, don't forget, we are the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport, and we are here to guide and get you through this season. We cover everything. So even if you want a CPL guide, CPL is coming up very soon. F1 is currently going on. You can join us for that as well. But stay tuned. Samir and Kevin, any closing words, remarks, advice, anything at all before we hop off?
Back to picking your team. If you like a certain team, you don't have to stick with that team, right? So and don't not pick the players of your opposing team. I try to keep it as biased as possible.
Mm-hmm. Don't play with your heart. Heart has no place in fantasy.
Yeah.
Because as much as you love Manu 4 might not be the best. Do not put yourself to it. Pick the guys
and then don't not pick Man City players because they're the opposition.
Correct.
Or your rivals. So.
Correct.
My piece of advice as a new person starting is have fun, enjoy it. That's the best thing you can do, honestly.
And if we're fun, you have patience, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, have fun, have patience. It's a game at the end of the day, right? Don't let it stress you out too much. Have fun. Try to win, obviously, but the root of it is to enjoy yourself and enjoy the game of football through this medium. So that's it. No pressure. Follow us for more content, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a ride.
Yeah, I 1000% agree. And of course, as I like to say, happy picking, right? Try and have some, as you rightly said, have some fun with it. Don't be too stressed out. It is a game, and don't drown in the Twitter minutia of opinions, right? Try your best to stay up. Play your game. You're gonna see 1,000 opinions. You're gonna see guys with 600,000 subscribers telling you do this, only do this, and then you're looking at your team and it doesn't match your team. No. Pick a few if you feel so inclined, but do not mash up your whole team because you're seeing content creators having particular players and you don't have those particular players, right? Have fun. Look, in essence, have fun, especially try to have mini leagues. Exactly, right? Exactly.
Those mini leagues just keep you grounded, and it's be so much fun.
Really, and it's a good bonding expression in work, right? Guys in work, girls in work, to organize something with your work friends, and you even have to do for the whole month. Tell yourself, all right, we'll just focus on it for the first 3 months, and if it is in the attention span, not that hard, high. Try something, right? It's fun. So as I said before, try not to drown on Twitter or the YouTube. Don't feel overwhelmed. It is a fun game, and you try to apply it your way. If you're a data analytics person, if you're an eye test person, do it your way. Right? Again, happy picking, guys. All the best next week, Friday, Island Bear. Well, hopefully, because right now we're trying to sort out some problems with Amplay and all that, but we coming strong. Don't forget tomorrow we'll be doing F1, our F1 show. Maybe later might be doing a chopping block. I'm not sure what the guys feel. Maybe next week we'll do a chopping block. But tomorrow F1 Sunday live at Island Bear. It is the last game before the break, so I'm asking for people to come through or come on the stream. Let's try and have a big party, a nice big line for the Hungarian GP. We have a nice long break after that, the summer break. So come through, let's go off on a bang before the break. Take care, guys. Be safe. And, of course, take your time. Always pick Salah. I'll start back that propaganda from now. And always have Trent in your team. You must have Salah and must have Trent in your team. Take care, guys.